Why do men ghost? Hello ladies and welcome to this video. I'm with Coach Adrian. We are on Love Advice TV. Hope you're doing good, Coach Adrian.
Doing good. I'm so happy that we're doing this video because so many of our clients, so many female are wondering why are they being ghosted? And a lot of times they take it personally.
That's
it
true.
starts to impact them. And so we're going to provide you with answers as to why your man or your ex may be ghosting you and is going to change your life. So thank you for making this happen.
And you know what? This video was coming from a comment. I was looking at your comments, ladies, and after a video that we created, why men always come back when you pull away. And so we looked at the situation and you asked us, but what do we do when a man is ghosting us? What can we do? How can we reverse the situation? The first thing that you should do right now is to smash the like button or subscribe if you are listening to us on your favorite platform for the podcast.
Can I say something about that? Guys and ladies, if you are serious about taking control of your love life, you don't have a choice. You need to raise your emotional IQ and you need to have coaches there with you in your corner every day, giving you a boost, every day giving you the latest tips, insights, and advice from our coaching sessions with people that are going through exactly what you are going through. So if you're serious about taking control over your love life, subscribe so that you get a new piece of advice every day.
And we want to be there for you. And this topic is maybe one of the most difficult because we know how emotionally you feel about men ghosting you. It hurts because you take things personally, like you mentioned, Coach Adrian, and also because you don't have any answer. I feel that the reason why women will suffer from ghosting is because they don't understand how a guy can come from maybe being in a relationship, being in love, being involved, to someone that is just distant and ghosting them. So Coach Adrian, I think it's something that you have seen in your practice. What will be the reason, maybe number one, why will a man do a ghosting situation?
So not only do I see this in coaching sessions every day, I myself in my youth have ghosted women, good women. And it's not because my intentions were to hurt them. It's because I had difficulties expressing certain feelings and emotions. And in his book, Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, John Gray at great length describes the difference between how men and women process emotion and how we communicate. And I have seen this over the last 7-8 years, that men have a tendency of shying away from extremely vulnerable, emotional, difficult conversation. And at times, it's better to just retreat, to shy away from that conversation, rather than to take the emotionally mature approach that you ladies know how to do oftentimes very naturally. Now, not all women know how to communicate intense emotional circumstances and situations, but many of you intuitively know how to verbalize how you feel. And trying to project onto a man those expectations of he should be able to tell me and to communicate why he's not interested or why he doesn't want to see me is just different for men. And that to me is the number one reason why men ghost. It's because they simply don't have the ability to have these difficult emotional conversations.
I like what you mentioned, because when we are a man, we receive this education that we cannot cry, we cannot talk about our emotions because that will be a sign of weakness in a sense. And I've seen men also that was just avoiding conversation, communication. They want to avoid drama in a sense. So they prefer to ghost, even if it's not the best decision or the best one as well for you ladies, because you will have a lot of emotions. But we need to be aware that communication is not that easy, even when you ask question. Because I've seen women coming to me and say, Alex, he ghosted me. I just asked him. I was willing to listen. I was willing to just get the information so I can move on. But he will not give me this piece of information. There is two options. Number one, they can't communicate. They are not aware of their emotions. They don't know how to process them. Number two, and I want to talk about that because men could be very manipulative someone. And I've seen men ghosting women because they come back always with a good excuse in a sense. So I want to warn you ladies that sometimes men will ghost you just because they want to keep the door open. They want to make sure that they can come back when they want using an excuse and basically making you feel that you should give them another chance. When you feel like this, I will always recommend you to move on. But in certain situations, men can ghost you and come back and change, meaning that they work on themselves. Is this something that you have seen, Coach Adrian?
Absolutely. We see this every week.
Yeah.
But there's two situations that you need to be really extremely aware of and be careful of. When men are ghosting you in order to try to take control of the balance of power in your dynamic, there's something unhealthy and very manipulative about that, which is what Coach Alex was just talking about. And everyone can grow, everyone can evolve, but you want to make sure that you're with someone that you can trust, that you can be vulnerable with, that has your best interest in mind and at heart. And so if you suspect, because of a pattern of wrongful behavior, that this person is only ghosting you to trigger a reaction from you to make you feel insecure, you need to be very careful because that's signs of an unhealthy dynamic.
Yep.
Also, if you feel like your ex is ghosting you for their own selfish reasons, if they're doing it to prioritize their needs at the cost of your level of emotional well-being, then you need to take a step back again and really ask yourself, is this the right person for me? Obviously, you probably have strong feelings for this person, and that's why you're taking the time to educate yourself and to figure out answers and a way forward. But just because you have strong feelings for someone does not make them the right person for you. So you need to take a step back and try to identify patterns and also intentions. What is he trying to do?
I love what you just mentioned because it gives you, ladies, a sense of awareness of the situation, trying to understand his behavior, but also allowing yourself to set boundaries and not just allow someone using the ghosting technique in order to take control and advantage of you. The reality is that there is two options. It could be healthy or unhealthy. And usually you want to make sure that you will use the distance. You will take your time before to engage communication so you can give him time to process his emotions, and you can give him time as well to test him if he will be able to come and talk to you.
There's also situations where a man has been hurt in the past. A man has been cheated on. A man has been in abusive relationships, and they pulled away out of fear or because they've been hurt and they don't know how to process certain emotions or to deal with certain situations. And really taking the time to understand your partner. You need to cultivate this virtue of empathy, being able to feel their feelings, being able to understand why they act a certain way, being able to understand what they are sensitive to is going to really greatly help you not just understand why you were ghosted, but also to be there for that man or for your partner and to support them in a way that they need to be supported. And ultimately, long-term, your relationship is going to be a lot more stable and healthy, and your partner will lean on you in healthy ways when they're going through tests and difficulties moving forward. And so that's what we want to develop, a balanced, healthy relationship where you can be there for each other and where your partner doesn't feel like they have to ghost you, either to set boundaries and to pull away, or because they feel like they cannot communicate with you.
And this remind me the coaching I was doing just right before we do this video. I was coaching an amazing woman. Her name is Linda. And she was basically doing the right actions, but at the end, her boyfriend will always ghost her. But it was not ghosting her. It was just in time for him to just be independent, focus on himself, to come back even better for the relationship. So when you look at this situation, the reason why men will ghost you, it's because of their past. They have this fear of being unhappy, being hurt. So they need also time for themselves. Yeah. And as you mentioned, when you cultivate the idea that you can understand him, you can also provide him the emotional support he wants. And most of the time, a guy that is ghosting you, he also needs some distance. He needs you to give him space, which is very difficult because you want to act, you want to provide, you want to show him that he can trust you. But sometimes this behavior puts pressure subconsciously on the others.
It reminds me of a coaching session that I've had. This client is she's 50, early 50s. She was in a short-term relationship that lasted 3 months with a Latin man. They're both in America. And at first, the man came on very strong, very interested. And, they had a very powerful connection and bond. And everything seemed great. But after a while, the man seemed to start to lose interest. And finally, he broke up with her. And she was devastated. She didn't understand why. She reached out to me because she was trying to get this man back in a healthy way. And they were still in touch. And this was a respectful man. If you sent him a message, he would respond. But he kept pulling further and further away. And the actions that she was putting, she was unable to control her feelings and emotions. And she also lost her sense of identity and her sense of self. And so she was engaging with this man, trying to implement the actions that we had discussed, but she was pushing him away because she kept putting him on a pedestal based off of the different ways in which she was communicating. For example, she was staying on the phone way too long. The man was trying to get off the phone. She wouldn't let him. Or she kept telling him that she was busy while on the phone with him, but she wouldn't hang up on him. She wouldn't hang up. She wouldn't let him kind of pull away. And so after a while, this man started to respond less and less. And finally, she started to ghost her. And asking her questions, we realized that this man had been in a relationship prior to hers that was very unhealthy, with a woman that was very controlling and very manipulative. But unless we had asked the right questions, we wouldn't have been able to identify the root cause of the behavior that was causing this man to ghost her. And so as a result, we completely adjusted our strategy and our plan to make sure that we did not push this man away, but instead started to put actions in place that would make him start to miss this.
And what was the first step, because when we have done mistakes, for the women that will listen to us, they are ghosted by a man, but they realize that maybe they were a little bit pushy, or maybe they were a little bit self-centered on their emotions. And that's okay, ladies. Like, this is because it comes from a good heart, good intention, but unfortunately it just push a man away. What could be the first step? Do they apologize?
I'm so happy that you asked this question. And to me, there are many steps that you can take, but the most important step is to establish consequences for negative behavior. You cannot continue to pursue a man that is disrespectful or pushing you away. You cannot continue to treat a man as if he was your boyfriend or husband if he is not valuing you and your interactions and the little attention and gestures that you're giving him. So if you see that a man is ghosting you, my first immediate recommendation is to stop trying to force communication and to establish some mechanism by which we can ensure that there are consequences for him pulling away. What about you? What have you seen? What are some of the steps that you think someone could take when they are being ghosted, or how to set boundaries in those types of situations?
I love your question because it's also empower you, women and ladies, to really feel good and to tell yourself this is not okay. Ghosting is not okay. So I think that the distance and setting boundaries will be the first actions. I will ask the women I coach to make a list of something that a man has to do just to put their mind into the receiving mode instead of like giving and forcing, as you mentioned.
Love it.
One thing that I want to share is on the opposite side. When you have done mistake, when you pushed a man away, because we have two situations. Number one is like we have some responsibility, and by being your coach and your love coach, we want to give you the best. But also there's this situation where the man could be manipulative, where I would never recommend you to do anything. Just let him come, let him show that he can work, because everyone can evolve, like you mentioned in the beginning of this video. Now, if you have pushed the man away because you texted too much, because you harassed him, because you were too needy, I like the idea to say, hey, thank you for slapping my face. I just realized I went too much. Just want to let you know that. Just something very simple to acknowledge the idea that they gave too much, that they push him away. And just, there is this expression in French. I'm trying to find the best way to say it in English, but merci pour la claque. Thank you for slapping my face.
Thank you for waking me up.
Okay.
Or I don't even know if that's the correct way to say it, but it's thank you for reminding me of who I am. That's the message and the gist of what we're trying to convey here, I think.
Yeah, because when we went too much, we want to say, hey, thank you. I've realized that I was too much. I realized that, wow, you stay like 3 months in this position. I will have not last 1 week. We try to make it fun. So he wants to respond to you. He wants to open, he wants to open communication and feel that we will not be after him. We will not be chasing him. We will not be harassing him in a sense.
Yes, it's the kick in the butt.
Okay.
Thank you for the kick in the butt that I needed to take control over my life.
Thank you, because I was like doing a lot of videos not using the right expression. Well, that's okay.
We learn every day. But it's also important to practice self-care, which is at the heart of our philosophy, right? And that can come in different forms. We're all different. But what's important is that you don't continue to start to seek external sources of validation and attention, whether it's from this man or anything else. And instead that you start to focus on what you can control and things that can empower you and bring you a sense of well-being.
Because that's the best way for you to overcome when a man is ghosting you. It's also the best way for you to maintain a long-lasting relationship, because even if he comes back to you, imagine this guy is coming back after 3 weeks of ghosting you. He has this excuse that he was really busy at work. You will give him almost everything right away. No, by practicing self-love, by understanding male psychology, you will be able, ladies, to control the situation and to not give much, so you don't force him to ghost you or to take you for granted. And it's the opposite. You make him just please you. You make him be more involved and respecting you. And that's why at Love Advice TV, we are doing so many videos, not only about breakup, but also personal development and love and relationship. And we really want to provide you the best. So we created something very special. It is an online webinar that we have created together. So you can find the link just right below in the description, either to watch it live or to watch the pre-recording. But this is the best way on how to make a guy come back when he ghosted you. So make sure that you grab your free gift. And I love what you mentioned in the beginning of this video. We are here for you. We provide you the best. Yeah. So if you're serious, if you want to learn, not just the tricky web, just to really learn how to navigate through love and relationship with men, it's very much in the description that you will find it. And as always, I want you to smash the like button and subscribe. It is important for you to receive all of our free content.
I commend and salute you for taking time to invest in yourself and to learn what you can do to really change your love life and to be happy in your relationship. And if you're serious, you need to take this next step and to continue to invest in yourself, to get the practical, actionable items that you can take today to start to change this dynamic, to start to take control and to feel empowered again. Because I coach so many amazing women who are successful, who are kind, who have all sorts of qualities, but who have a very negative self-image and who have lost a lot of confidence because of a man's negative action. And it breaks my heart. And I don't want anyone to feel this way. I don't want anyone to be in that place of vulnerability and despair. It shouldn't be like that. And that's why we've created this free training to be able to empower you. So please, 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 if you're serious, take that next step. It's going to transform your life.
And you will learn a lot about male psychology, because even if you're the perfect person, you need to understand the human psychology, the male psychology, especially when it comes to love and relationships. So make sure to subscribe. Make sure to join us also on your favorite podcast platform. We are here for you. We want to provide you the best. Coach Adrian, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you as well. And thank you for giving a shout out to our listeners on the Love Advice TV pod. We're so excited to have created this. It's been a long time coming. I want to thank our team who are making it happen and providing you with this content again. We're so excited. I am an avid podcast listener. So to be able to know that we are on Spotify and we're there and you can listen to us while you're driving, running, in the shower, whatever it is that you do, it's fantastic. So I'm excited.
That's true. So we are here to give you the best. So if you have any idea, any topic, anything that you want us to do, leave a comment just right below and we'll be there. Thank you again, and make sure that you grab your free gift in the description. I see you soon, guys.